Have you ever heard of the disturbing case of Lesia Jackson? The case became a cold case, but after 43 years, it was finally solved. How did modern investigative techniques and the unwavering support of Alicia's family bring justice to this cold case? Stay tuned to find out. Alicia Michelle Jackson, who was only 12 years old when she was brutally murdered in 1979, has finally been given the justice she deserves after a long and arduous 43 years. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has made public their announcement that they have solved the murder that constitutes their agency's longest-running cold case investigation. On September 7, 1979, Alicia, along with her two older brothers and some of their older friends, traveled to Conroe, Texas, to visit Wildwood Lake and the nearby swimming pool area. They had a great time swimming all day, and then they decided to go back home, but Alicia insisted that she should stay for a little bit longer. Her brothers presumed that she would follow them home, but when she didn't come back, her parents became concerned and started looking for her. Her brothers also assumed that she would. After searching for her without success, they went to the sheriff's office and reported her missing. Deputy L.B. Robinson, who was assigned to investigate the case, conducted an interview with a friend of Alicia's, who stated that she had seen her sitting on the pier before the group left without her. In addition to this, he recalled a peculiar incident that involved a brown Monte Carlo that was driving erratically on the road. Despite the fact that many people tried to solve the case over the course of more than 4 decades, they were unsuccessful. The investigation was eventually closed. But in 2022, the case was finally solved thanks to modern investigative techniques, the unwavering support of Alicia's family, and the dogged determination of the police force. The sheriff's office announced that they had located the offender and taken appropriate legal action against him. The tragic story of Alicia Jackson serves as a reminder of the importance of never giving up on justice, as well as the importance of maintaining a safe environment for children. Even though it took 43 years to solve the case, Alicia's family and the community can finally feel like they have some peace of mind now that the matter has been resolved. This case serves as a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of using all available resources to solve cold cases. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has shown that they are committed to doing justice, and this case serves as a testament to that commitment. After conducting a thorough search for Alicia Michelle Jackson, who was reported missing after being seen at a swimming area, the authorities had reason to suspect that she had been kidnapped by a man who was driving a brown car. As word of her disappearance spread throughout the small town, the residents of the community and nearly a dozen volunteers joined the search for her. The town came together in support of the family. The Marine Division of the Sheriff's Office conducted an exhaustive research of the swimming area, lake, pier, and surrounding woods. But they were unable to locate any trace of Alicia. 2 blocks away from the location where Alicia was last seen, Alicia's stepbrother, Kirk Hirsch, discovered a broken pair of black glasses that had been left lying in the road. Fears that Alicia had been run over by a car were fueled by the fact that her family members identified them as belonging to her. James Wiley Dawson, an employee of Exxon Gas Company, was working on a special assignment to fix a pipeline problem along Exxon Road, about half a mile from the lake, when he came across the naked body of a girl that had heavily decomposed nearly a week after the girl had been reported missing. He then contacted the authorities, who investigated the scene and gathered evidence from the body and the surrounding area. Clothes that allegedly belonged to Alicia and matched the description of the outfit she was wearing were discovered strewn about the area where her body was found. DNA testing established beyond a reasonable doubt the remains were those of Alicia, and the autopsy uncovered evidence that she had been subjected to sexual assault, strangled, and finally murdered. After Alicia's body was laid to rest in a solemn ceremony, her family quickly left Conroe to escape the traumatic memories associated with her passing. The investigation was still ongoing, and the authorities urged anyone who had any information to come forward. A man described as a Vietnam veteran and heroin addict was said to have divulged intimate details of the crime to other people and had a history of seeking out young girls, according to the information provided by a tipster. The kidnapping and killing of Alicia sent shockwaves through the sleepy little town, and her loved ones and friends were left heartbroken by her passing. The investigation into the crime was going to continue because the police were adamant about doing the right thing for the family. A man suspected of murder was taken into custody by the police after they received a tip. Following his interrogation, he admitted his guilt and stated that he had helped another person commit the crime. the alleged accomplice, was apprehended by the police, and red fibers that were comparable to those discovered on the victim's clothing were found in their homes. The suspects signed a confession, but they later claimed that they were forced to do so. They also claimed that they were subjected to police brutality while in custody. The FBI opened an investigation, but the suspects' statements rendered the evidence inadmissible in court, which led to the dismissal of the murder charge against them. After a number of years had passed, Tommy DeRoy, a former classmate of the victim, had joined the police force and was working as a detective in the cold case squad when he realized that the case had not been solved. They reopened the investigation alongside Detective Terrence Greenwood and sent the samples off to have DNA testing done on them. However, they were unable to find a match for any of the samples on CODIS among any of the known criminals. The witnesses had either moved away, passed away, or forgotten the specifics of the crime, and Alicia's family had moved on with their lives. In order for the investigators to solve the case, they needed to add additional evidence. However, time was running out and hope was dwindling. On the basis of a tip, the police were able to apprehend 2 individuals as possible suspects in the murder of Alicia Jackson. They were able to obtain a confession and locate red fibers in the homes of the suspects, but the suspects later claimed that they were subjected to police brutality and coercion. The evidence could not be considered valid, and as a result, the murder charge was dropped. The investigation was reopened years later, but the detectives were unable to match the DNA samples to any known criminals. As a result, they needed to find new evidence in order to solve the case. Lesia Michelle Jackson, who was only 12 years old when she was killed, was found dead in Montgomery County, Texas in the year 1979. The investigation was shelved for several decades until 2018, when a reporter reignited interest in the matter by drawing attention to the progress that had been made in forensic DNA techniques. To get a more accurate DNA sample from Lesia's shirt in 2021, the Montgomery County Cold Case Homicide Squad used a novel technique known as MVAC. This resulted in a perfect match for a man named Gerald Dwight Casey, who was already a convicted felon and had been sentenced to death for murder in the past. By comparing the DNA found on Lesia's shirt to a blood sample taken from Casey before he was put to death for a different murder in 2002, investigators were able to establish that Casey was responsible for Lesia's murder. Casey was put to death by lethal injection in 2002 for a different murder. The news that Lesia's murder had been finally solved was momentous, but it was bittersweet for her family and friends, who had accepted the outcome and chosen to remain anonymous. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office was able to put an end to its longest-running cold case with the help of recent advances in DNA research, as well as the unwavering commitment of its investigators. While Lesia received cold justice, Casey went to his grave harboring the secret that he had raped and murdered an innocent 12-year-old girl. As developments in forensic technology continue, the expectation is that a growing number of murders will be brought to justice as a result of these developments. As we come to the end of this video, we hope that you have gained a deeper understanding of the tragic story of Alicia Michelle Jackson and how her murder case has finally been solved after 43 years. It is a reminder that justice may take time, but it is worth fighting for, and we should never give up on finding the truth. We commend the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office for its tireless efforts in solving this case and bringing the perpetrator to justice. Their commitment to justice has given Alicia's family and the community some peace of mind, and we can only hope that this resolution brings them some measure of closure. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.